Now, the second type of relationship is master detail relationship. Now, master detail relationship is nothing but tightly bound. Tightly bound. That means parent-child is tightly linked each other. If I delete a parent, then child might affect, right? So let's see one of the use case of it. Now, let's say we have a object which is called as a candidate object. Let's search. Now click on the fields and relationship. Click on new button. Now here I'm going to create a master detail relationship. So the scenario which we are going to implement is create a master detail relationship between the position and candidate. So for one position, multiple candidates can apply for a job. So that's the reason child is the candidate and parent is the position. Now in this case, I'm going to create a master detail relationship on the child object, which is called as a candidate object. Now let's go ahead and create it. Now on the candidate object, just selecting the master detail relationship, click on the next button. Now we are linking to the position. Click on the next button. For the master detail relationship, there is something called sharing settings. That means select the access level. What should be the access level? Now, by default, it says that read write allow users with the at least read write access to the master record to create, edit, delete related records. That means if the person is having, now whenever I am implementing a master detail relationship, right? So immediately my sharing will be changed. When I say sharing will be changed, now let's go to the setup. Setup. Sharing settings. Sharing settings. You have two objects which says position and candidates. Now, what is the sharing setting? It is applied public read write and here also public read write. Now, this is before creating the master detail relationship. Now, just take a note of this here. Candidate is public read write and position is read write. Now, let's go ahead and implement a master detail relationship. I'm taking by default as this, what are the options are there. By default, I'm taking the read write and I'll not say here allow reparenting and then click on the next button. Next and click on save. It saved the record. But usually sometimes what happens is whenever if you have a records, like in the candidate object, like if you say, if you go to the candidate, let's go to the candidate. You do not have a records here. So that's the reason it says that it is created perfectly fine. But in case if you have a records here, it does not allow you to create it. It does not allow you to create it. Let me show you that. Click on this delete. I'm deleting this relationship. Now let's go ahead and create a one candidate here. So I'm creating one candidate here. is 001. Now I'll create a master detail relationship. Click on this master detail relationship between the position and candidate. Here I'll select the position object, click on the next button. Then click on the next. Click on next and save. What it says, cannot create the master detail relationship because you already exist the record. The records are already exist. If the records are already exist, you cannot create a master detail relationship. So for this, in this scenario, there are two type of solutions are there. Either you delete all your child records, or else what you have to do is, for this scenario, solution 2 is, first you need to create a lookup relationship between those two objects and update the lookup relationship field, right? So in the child record, update the lookup relationship field, and then once all the child records are associated to the parent record, then you can convert the lookup to the master. Right? There are two type of solution. Either you delete a record, or else first create the lookup relationship. Once the lookup relationship is implemented, there is a one field that gets created here, right? So lookup field gets created here. Then associate the every child, that means link every child to the parent. Now convert the lookup to master. Now let's say I'm going to delete it here. Click here to return. Click on this master detail relationship. Click on the next. We are going to select the position object. I'm not changing any sharing settings or not making it as any changes there. So by default, whatever the Salesforce is providing it, so I'm just choosing those options. Now the relationship is implemented. Now let's refresh this sharing settings. Now what happened, as soon as I implement a master detail relationship, candidate says that controlled by parent. Who is the parent? Parent is the position. Before, candidate was saying that public read write. Now I have implemented a master detail relationship between the candidate and position. That means these two are tightly bound. If I delete a parent record, automatically my child record will be deleted. Automatically, child record will be deleted. Create a new one. On this save. Just refresh. Whenever we are creating the child record, every child record must be associated to the parent record. That is the second observation. If you do not provide the parent record, it will not allow you to save it. So you have a multiple options are available. Let's say development, click on save. Right, every child record must be edited. Now if you click on edit, will I be able to reparent the master detail relationship? No. By default, it is not enabled. It is not enabled. You cannot do the reparenting here. You cannot do the reparenting. Now, if you want to do the reparenting, go to the field and here you have an option. Click on edit. Allow reparenting. If you select this allow reparenting, then only you will be able to reparent. That means you can modify the parent. Just refresh. Now you will have a edit option that you can reparent. take time. Let's refresh. Now you can see here inline editing option is available. Now you can reparent it. So I can remove it and attach the new one. Let's say, for example, if I'm deleting the parent record, what will happen to the child record? If I delete the child record, if I delete the parent record, what will happen to the child record? Let's refresh. Child will also get deleted. Child will also get deleted. But whenever we delete the parent record, child will also remove. So that's the reason it says tightly bound. Master detail relationship, by default, it is a tightly bound. Now, if you go to the recycle bin, can I see all the child and parent record in the recycle bin? Because I just deleted the parent record, but what happened? Child record is also get deleted. But only I can see the parent record in the recycle bin. I cannot see the child record in the recycle bin. This is the third observation. Whenever we delete the parent record, child record is also gets deleted. But in the recycle bin, I can see only the parent record, not the child record. But what will happen if I undelete? If I restore it, what will happen? Is my parent only will be restored or parent child will be restored? Parent child both will be restored. You are doing the restore only for the parent, but your parent child both will be restored. Right? So that is the third observation. And the fourth observation is sharing settings. Sharing settings is updated. As soon as you implement a master detail relationship, immediately your parent sharing settings are shared with child object. It is shared with child object. As well as you do not see the owner field here. Once you create a master detail relationship, you cannot see the owner field here. Like you have a owner field. Now if you go to the position object, let's go to the position object. Every object has a owner field. The record has a owner field. But as soon as you implement master detail relationship between the two objects, child object record does not have a owner field. You will not be able to see the owner field. The reason is all the sharings are applied based on the parent owner. Whatever this owner has a sharings, all the sharings of this owner gets applied to the child. So that's the reason we do not have a owner on the child record. Now, like this, we are keep on creating the master detail relationship. Now, how many master detail relationship can I create it? Maximum 2 master detail relationship can be created. Maximum we can create 2 master detail relationship. Now, while creating the field, we have an option here, read, write, allow user, or else just select the read only. That means if you want the person to be able to only read this, they should not be editing anything. They should be just read. That means whatever the sharing settings, based on this sharing setting, right? So position the owner, whatever the owner is having access, if that user is what the person can do it. So the person can only update it or only read it. That you can select it here. Those are the options which are available. Whenever we implement a master relationship between the two objects, now if you go to the parent, If you go to the parent object, now you can create a roll-up summary field. You can create a roll-up summary field. For lookup, it is not available, but if you implement a master detail relationship between the two objects, on the parent object, you can create a roll-up summary field. Now the roll-up summary field is enabled. You have an option to create a roll-up summary field. Now, how to create this roll-up summary field, we'll see later. So those are the few observations and homework. Configure the master detail relationship between the student and department object and list out all the observations. And the second one is configure the master detail relationship between the patient and account object and list out all the observations. Now here one thing, just remember. Now when we have it, there are different scenarios are there in this lookup and master. Let me open the paint. Now we have two objects, parent object and child object. Parent and child object. Now parent could be a custom object or child could be a custom object. Similarly, parent could be a standard object and this could be a custom object. So like this, we have four different ways of linking. Four different ways of linking is there. Now let's say here I have a position object, which is nothing but a custom object. Position object, which is a custom object. Here also the hiring manager, which is a custom object. Custom object. Now, let's say here also we have a branch object. Let's assume this is also one of the custom object. Custom object. Custom, and then standard. Account object. Standard object. We have product object. Standard. And here also account object, which is a standard object. Then finally we have a standard custom. Let's say contact object, which is a standard object. That standard object. And here it is a custom object, let's say candidate is a custom object. Candidate is a custom object. Now in this scenario, custom, standard, and custom object. Now, you can implement a lookup relationship if your child object is a custom and parent object is also a custom. Then what you can do, you can implement your lookup relationship. If your child object is a custom and parent object is standard. In this scenario, also we can implement a lookup relationship. When you have a child standard object and parent is a standard object, then you can implement a lookup relationship. And the last scenario is when you have a child as a standard object and parent is a custom object, then you can implement lookup relationship. But coming to the master detail relationship. For master detail relationship, so when you have a custom is child is a custom object, parent is a custom object. When custom to custom, yes, you can implement a master detail relationship. When the child is a custom object and parent is a standard object, yes, you can implement a master detail relationship. But when the child is a standard object and parent is also a standard object, you cannot implement a master detail relationship. When your child is a standard and parent is a custom, you cannot implement a master detail relationship. So basically, you cannot implement a master detail relationship when your child object is a standard object. When your child object is standard object, you cannot implement a master detail relationship. Now, simple example. If you go to the standard objects, let's go to the standard object. Let's go to the account object. Now, if you have a child object as a standard object, if you want to implement a master detail relationship, you cannot implement a master detail relationship in the child object when you have a child as a standard. So whenever you have a child as a standard, you cannot implement a master detail relationship. Cannot implement master detail relationship. So here configure the master detail relationship between the patient and account. Now you choose it, which one is the parent and which one is the child, and then implement a master detail relationship, whether it is possible or not. Interview question: how to reparent the master detail lookup field on the child record, and how many master detail relationship can be created per object. Differences between the lookup relationship and master detail relationship. Can I implement the master detail relationship between the two objects when you have a child is a account and parent, child is a branch and parent is a account? So can I implement a master detail relationship or not? Child is a branch, parent is a account.
Yes.
Yeah. So if it is a child is an account and parent is a branch, if it is other side, can I implement a master detail relationship?
No, child cannot be a standard object.
Right. And I have given the TRAILHEAD links which are related to this. And this is a referral link where I have explained in detail about the master detail relationship. That's about the master detail relationship.